What's up, Aquarius? Welcome to your general reading. This is going to cover October and going into November, okay? We are doing a general read, so it's not going to resonate with all of you guys, so definitely check out your other placements for more messages, okay? Now, we are in Libra season, which means that we are collectively in the season of the seventh house, which means that we are collectively very much at this time focused on relationships, right? Seventh house energy is connected to relationships and partnerships of all sorts. So this is not only your intimate relationships, this is relationships with your job, relationships with your friends, your family, food, vices, whatever the thing may be. This is how you relate to others and mostly how you relate to yourself, right? So, but for you guys, we are dealing with ninth house energy, which has a lot to do with the belief systems that you have, then, the philosophies that you have, your spirituality, natural law, all that kind of stuff, travel. It's all the stuff that's connected to Sagittarius season and Sagittarius is in general. So there's a lot that you guys are getting in terms of new perspective at this time. It makes a lot of sense. We've had all these planets retrograde, right? Pluto just went direct on the 6th, Saturn just went direct on the 11th, and Mercury and Jupiter both will be going direct on the 18th, which means that for a while things have been kind of paused and very stagnant for a lot of people in different ways. This is a month where I think that a lot of people will start to see different obstacles being lifted, feeling a little less stuck. For you guys, again, I think there's a lot of perspective that you've gained at this time, whether there have been big things, major things that have happened, or whether there's just been little patterns that you've noticed in your life that keep occurring, or, what have you. Now, you guys have the King of Cups as the unseen energy at the bottom of the deck. King of Cups energy is connected to Cancer, Pisces, or Scorpio. This is water energy. But when we're talking about the archetype and what this really means, kings are a master of their suit. Cup is all about the emotion. We talk about a King of Cups person. This is someone who's really kind. This is someone who is really patient. Like occupation wise, this might be someone who might be like a counselor, a therapist, something like that, right? They have the emotional intelligence and the ability to think very deeply, although they don't always show it. They don't always show their emotions on their sleeve. And honestly, that's what I think a lot of you guys are like in terms of being Aquariuses. I think a lot of people think that Aquarius don't care. Aquarius is heartless. Aquarius just is super savage in all those ways in terms of like lacking emotion. And I don't think that could be like the furthest thing from the truth. I think that you guys are very much connected, but of course you are you're a air sign. And so you're going to lean on what logically makes sense or what's most pragmatic in the first place, right? I think that air signs just don't like to get caught up in the mumbo jumbo of emotions and feelings because we understand that feelings aren't facts, even though we can recognize in a moment a feeling, whether it's good or bad, right? Now, for you guys, again, there's a lot of perspective here. Now, with that Mercury going retrograde or being retrograde at the time, I think that's what kind of gives you that King of Cups ability. Mercury retrograde, I find, it kind of has a tendency to flip us. So let's say if you're more like emotional and spiritual, intuitive, minded, then I feel like you kind of go a little bit more logical, pragmatic, like facts driven, that type of thing, and vice versa. So you guys naturally, most of you probably being a little bit more logical and into the facts and into, what's practical. This might be a time where your emotions are coming out a little bit more. You might find you are a little bit more feeling a little bit more sensitive. You are making more decisions coming from a place of using your heart rather than your logic, okay? Now, what I love to see, I got a really good feeling when this first came out. You got the Chariot and you got the Eight of Cups. I actually love seeing this together. Chariot energy is connected to Cancer, so maybe you guys are connected with a Cancer in some way. But if we're talking archetype, this is about success. It's about victory moving forward. It's about being balanced. It's about yin and yang, divine masculine and feminine energies coming together to make something work. There is a level of balance that comes with this card that makes it work, right? This is about being in a really good place. And even if there are trials and tribulations along the journey, you guys are pushing through. Now, I love to see that with the Eight of Cups because Eight of Cups it's really about letting go emotionally, right? It's either walking away from a problem emotionally, separating yourself emotionally from something. And I think that this is really good. I think in turn, because it feels like for you guys, um especially if we're talking about maybe even past traumas or things that you're upset about with someone. Example of that may be, maybe you have been holding a certain grudge or something with a family member, a mother, a father, a sister, a brother, a auntie, whatever. And maybe you've always seen this issue as them being a certain way or them looking a certain way, or this must mean this because this happened. I think there's something that's opened up your perspective, and I think you guys are thinking about things a little bit differently, which for you is making you able to heal. It feels like this is something that you guys needed to heal from. So if there's any past grudges, it feels like this is a really good month and a really good time and a really good opportunity for you guys to like finally let it go, because it feels like this is something where you could even play it off and act like it's not a big deal to people. Maybe you weren't even aware until recently that this was a big deal to you. Or this could be something that, you just never really paid attention to that needed your attention, and now you have, and so you finally have some resolve, and instead of just saying you're over it, you actually are over it, right? Now, Seven of Cups is here. I feel like what it opens you up to is more options. It opens you up to looking at things differently, right? If we're closed off on things, then sometimes we close off ourselves with other things, right? Sometimes that window opens up to what we're not open to or what we're closed off to because of the fear of it. Now, with the Seven of Cups, there is this sense of like, yes, there could be things that you don't understand. There could be illusions. Everything isn't the best option, but I like that this opens you up. It just feels like you guys have had a breakthrough in perspective that it's opened you up. Strength card, and I don't think it was easy. This could be something, again, it feels like it could be having to do with family. We do have the Chariot here, which is connected to the mother, so it could have to do with your mother. But then also we've got a Devil card here too in a minute we'll talk about, which Devil has a lot to do, could do with your father. Doesn't have to, but Strength card comes when we need the strength. It isn't a card that just pops up for any other reason other than this is something that we have to, maybe it's a situation where we have to be a little bit more patient with ourselves, be a little bit more loving with ourselves. Strength card also does highlight the divine feminine energy, right? Because the strength is in the woman here holding the lion's mouth. It's not necessarily in the lion. And again, when we're talking about feminine energy, that is more cup energy. That's water energy. That's the emotion energy. So a lot of you guys might find that you're a lot more emotional at this time, but in your being emotional at this time, it's allowed you to face certain things that you've been needing to face, that you've been just ignoring or putting off or deeming as not important. And it feels like these things are coming up at this time or have come up at this time for you to address them because you're ready to address them in a whole different way. And there's success that's there. Now, in the past, we've got the Four of Wands, and what clarifying that is the King of Pentacles. Yes, so this could have to do with family. This could have to do with maybe your father. I just feel like there's some type of like piece of forgiving something that is really important for you guys at this time. Setting new foundations. We talk about the Four of Wands. That's a victory as well. It's a time to celebrate, pause and celebrate. Sometimes it has to do with the coming together of a family, a marriage, a move. This could even have to do with in terms of work, like really good things popping up at work. Maybe some of you guys have been keeping yourself busy with work. When we get into Scorpio season, that's going to be all about your 10th house, which is all about your career. It's all about your public image, about your work, your goals, that type of stuff. So this is really good. I think you guys have been working really hard. The work that you've been doing, you're currently doing and have been doing, it's going to show up and it's going to put you in a really good place. And I say that too because you got the World card. Now you got the World with the Tower. So it feels like it's like a surprise. It comes out of nowhere. And then look at the bottom of the deck now, 10 of Cups. There's a good surprise that's coming to you guys. Like you guys are getting rewarded for your good work. The World it's like you've completely leveled up. Whenever we get the world card, there's something about your world that's going to look different. There is a significant change in your world. There is a significant leveling up. Whether this is you guys getting more money, whether this is you guys getting more opportunity, a pay raise, a move, a new relationship, you guys have something new. You guys have leveled up. You guys have gone through that journey and come to a really good place. And I do feel like it's something that's going to catch you off, by surprise. Especially going into Scorpio season, it feels like. And it feels like it could be career. I say especially going into Scorpio season too, because we've got, that Tower card is a Mars ruled card. Yeah, it could have to do with career. Could again have to do with family, could have to do with father, but it feels like it has to do with career. It feels like it's something to celebrate though. This is really good. So this could even, like, if this is not career, let's say you've been having issues with your father, you've been having issues with a person in your family, your mother, any of that. This could, you guys, be like you guys coming to a new place out of nowhere. You guys getting over certain things that were, toxic in your relationship too. But definitely a leveling up. I'm going to look into that even further because we do have the Devil card here. Now, this is really good. You guys also could be dealing with the Capricorn energy. I feel like this is going to be happening going into Scorpio season more because we got that Tower energy, which is a Mars card. Mars is Aries or Scorpio energy, right? And actually Mars will be going into Scorpio on the 30th of October this month. So expect some things in terms of work or news coming up. I do feel like it's good news though. It feels like it's work related. Let me do one more card on that Devil here. This is 3 major arcanas right there. Again, it feels like it's either work related. Okay, yeah, let's just drop everything, Danny. It feels like it's work related, or it feels like it's oopsie. I dropped a good amount of my stack, but one card flipped over in the stack that I dropped. Make sure that yep, got them all. Work related. It feels very much work related for a lot of you. Queen of Wands. Could have to do with creativity, passion projects, but this is, she's a really good attractor. She's like that person that everyone wants to get to know in the room, right? She's fun, she's spunky, she's got this different kind of vivacious energy. She's beautiful. Yeah, for a lot of you guys, this has to do with work. This could also have to worst case scenario, if there's some like super toxic third party stuff that you guys have kind of been coming out, this could also be like a reveal. Queen of Wands is often the other woman in that type of a situation. Let's look at this. Now we've got the Page of Wands here. Page of Wands is a message coming in and clarifying it. You do have the 3 of Wands, which is like waiting for your ships to sail in. I do like the Page of, and then look. 8 of Wands, which is communication and travel. There's travel here. There's communication. Something's coming in fast. Yo, I think this has to do with that Tower. I think you guys are getting a really big blessing that you were not expecting. Knight of Pentacles. This could be something that seems like it's been coming slow, like it's been slow. You've been waiting on it. And right when you like gave up or forgot about it, here it wants to come, which is like literally how things always happen. Okay, so you've got the Devil card here. Let's clarify this. Devil card, again, connected to Capricorn energy. Saturn did go direct yesterday. And I do think that in terms of work, that's probably opened up a lot of things for you. That's why I think this has to do with work too for a lot of you. But Devil really talks about what has power over you, whether it's vices or people, whether it's about being, feeling like you're bound to something. 10 of Swords. So even if like this is you guys like, and then the Libra card. So let's say that there like this could, okay. If there's been something you guys have been going through that's been a hard time, I feel like you do get the upper hand, you get the justice for it. The 10 of Swords it's not a fun energy. It's not easy. He's stabbed in the back with 10 swords. This is disappointment. This is, maybe lies or betrayal, but it's the end of a hard cycle. Honey, and then the World. Yo. Oh my God. And then the Magician. You guys have something that's really, really beautiful coming to you. It could have to do with the decision that you guys have to make though too, because you do have the Judgment card and you do have the Nine of Pentacles. Nine of Pentacles is like the single ladies card. It's like the card of feeling abundant, feeling good, you know, independent of anything or anybody. You've got the resources and the money to take care of yourself. You've got good friends. You've got beautiful things surrounding you. Like, this is someone who takes care of themselves. They're in a really, really good position. Now, I just want to clarify this Judgment card. What does this Judgment card have to do with? Y'all are leveling up. You got the World twice, okay? You know who else had a really good reading? Leo, and they're your opposite. Five of Cups. It's interesting because Five of Cups really highlights someone who's focused on past and not able to see what's in the future, right? They're so focused on the things that went wrong, they don't understand there's more opportunities. So this may be about something like, you know, revisiting the past. This could even be someone coming back from the past. Mercury is retrograde. You already know how like exes love to do. If that is a situation of like an ex coming back, I do feel like you'd rather pick the Nine of Pentacles single lady situation. It feels like that's a no-go. But there's this very strong sense, Aquarius, that you are in this place of, no, I can rebuild. It doesn't matter what happened in the past. I have my, you know, say I am a co-creator. I can decide how I want to move forward no matter what happened. There's a lot of power that comes to you this month in terms of making decisions and moving forward in getting over certain toxic behaviors with people or yourself, with letting certain things go that maybe you didn't understand before, or you took personal before in a different way and you couldn't get the proper perspective of like what happened there, especially if it involves other people. There's a lot highlighting relationships this month, okay? Now, you got obstacles and blocks are lifted. Sorry guys, Mercury's retrograde and I never can talk. It says, all your good personal work and your positive energy shift have overcome previous obstacles and blocks are lifted away. You will now experience progress and forward movement with your projects. Stay centered in gratitude to ensure your flow of abundance continues. I know that's right. And I did see that Justice card in your reading. It didn't come out, but it was at the bottom of the deck at some point. And this card actually reminds me of Justice with that sword, and instead of the scale, the shield, but it reminds me of the Justice card. So, and then you've also got very soon. Clearly decide what you want so that it comes to you now. So this is really beautiful, Aquarius. This is going to be a great month for you. Again, I think you're coming into a lot of things. There's going to be a lot of blessings going into Scorpio season, especially as it pertains to your career and your public image. So keep doing what you're doing. All right. I love you guys, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye, Aquarius.